How are we, boys and girls? Welcome to the Going Down Under podcast. I'm your host, Braam Hein, creating koala on all social media platforms, and here we'll be deep diving on all things health and fitness related. Episode 24. Shout out Kobe, my dog. Pretty wild to think that we're 24 episodes in, but look, 24 straight weeks without missing an upload, that's a lot of weeks. That's nearly 25. If you get the joke, I love you. But today's episode, gonna get straight into it, because it's a topic of debate recently in the past year or so, because of the whole carnivore movement and everything like that. But today, we're talking about eggs, because eggs are something that in previous times have been demonized. Like, eating eggs gets you really high cholesterol, and it's going to be really bad for you. It's bad for your heart, and then it's just going to clog your arteries if you have too many eggs. And then, as of late, it's been kind of the opposite, of where eggs are now everyone's favorite hoo-ha thing, and then they want to urge you to eat 6 eggs every day. And I'm going to preface everything by saying, if you want to eat 6 eggs in a day, as long as you're healthy, go for it. But then they're saying that you have to eat them. You have to eat them to get healthy, and you have to eat them off a cutting board, otherwise they don't count, and blah, 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 blah. But eggs are a very, very, very good food. They are something that can be implemented into a lot of people's diets if you can tolerate them. And they are good for you, and they're also not bad for you, but they aren't a perfect thing. But they can be classified, in my opinion, as a superfood because of how rich they are in nutrients. So today I'm going to be talking about the nutrients within an egg, how they can help performance, how they can help brain health, and how they can help with heart health and things of that nature. And anything else? Oh, also vision and vitality. So it's something that, again, with everything, it's not the end-all be-all. Like, you don't have to have 6 eggs a day to be healthy, and you don't have to eat exactly a certain type of way or a certain amount of calories or whatever. But eggs aren't something that can fix a lot of problems, but they can aid in some things if you allow everything else to be in place. So today I just want to give you the information about eggs and why they're good and why you should eat them, in my opinion. But I'm also not telling you to go eat a whole carton, because, I mean, I know in America right now, the price of eggs, you could also buy an Aston Martin. But the whole thing about having to eat 6 eggs, please don't, unless you have to. But eggs being classified as a superfood and not being demonized is a good thing, in my opinion. But I'm just going to cover everything that I can about them, and you do with that information what you will. You know what I'm saying? So, to cover just the basic nutrients, right, of an egg. Roughly, a medium egg is around 70 calories, around 6 to 7 grams of protein, depending on how much of the actual egg is egg white. And obviously, there's 2 parts to an egg, the egg white and the yolk. So the white is just pure protein. It is only protein in that egg. There's nothing else in it. That's why a carton of egg whites is just, you look at the macro breakdown, like, it's 25 calories for, what is it, like 5 or 6 grams of protein, something like that. But that's where nearly the majority of the protein is coming from, in the egg. Now, the yolk is the nutrient gold mine, if you don't mind the pun, because it is gold in some cases. And that's where you get all the healthy fats in it, and that's where all the bioavailability of the egg is. That's where you get the vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin B, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin B12, B6, choline, selenium, lutein, and I always mess it up, zeaxanthin. I always mess that up, I'm sorry. But that's where nearly all of the nutrients are in the egg. So when people on bodybuilding prep only have egg whites, that's just because they're only trying to get the protein. because it's a pure source of protein. It's one of the purest sources of protein that you can get. And the best thing about the protein within an egg is that it is the most bioavailable protein in the world. Like if you look at a bioavailability index for protein in terms of all food, it has the highest score. So the higher the score of a protein in it means how well the body digests it and how much of the protein your body is fully digesting. I think it has a score of 125. I couldn't tell you the exact scale and like what that means, but it is the highest. It's above beef, it's above chicken, it's above whey protein isolate. It is the gold standard. So that's why, in terms of especially bodybuilding preps and that kind of stuff, having that is the best form of protein that you can have. Now, is it the most tolerable thing in the world? No, it kind of tastes like paper. But if you season it enough, it's fantastic. But it is the gold standard in terms of the whole egg. And that's also why it's one of the most nutrient-dense foods, is because it has so many nutrients in the egg itself, while also having the most bioavailable protein in the world. So that pairing is why a lot of people say, and also in my opinion, it is a superfood, because you can't get that in any other food. The closest next thing is probably a fatty fish or a beef, because that's where you also get a shit ton of nutrients and a very high score on a bioavailability scale. So we'll explain more of the nutrients and why they're important later, but I kind of want to touch on how eggs specifically enhance performance. So a recent study showed that compared to just eating a egg white or a different form of protein and an entire full egg, they compared that post-exercise, different forms of protein. They found that the entire egg filled with the yolk and all the nutrients in it, increased protein synthesis, specifically myofibril protein synthesis. I don't have to go into that, but the key thing is it increased protein synthesis the most out of any of the other protein sources. So in terms of recovery and being able to enhance recovery as much as you can, eating the whole egg is the best thing that you can do, because of all the things that are involved in it with the vitamins, the choline, the selenium, but specifically the leucine. So there's a lot of leucine, which is an amino acid that is in the egg. It's in the egg yolk. So what's the most important thing about it is that leucine is a key anabolic trigger for the body, and it optimizes recovery because of the bioavailability of the protein. Since it's so bioavailable and it has leucine in it, and by some leucine in it, I mean a lot of leucine in it, it can enhance recovery because it triggers the anabolic responses from the muscle tissue, which then in turn increases muscle recovery, increases muscle growth if you're in a surplus or in at least a slight maintenance, in a maintenance or slight surplus. That's going to optimize as much recovery as you can because of the high bioavailability of it. You will be able to get all of it, it's like 99% of it, into the bloodstream, into the muscles, so you have the most recovery as you need. This is just compared to other protein sources as well. So they all still did really well, but the best was the whole egg with the egg yolk. That's all I kind of want to cover about performance, because I want to cover why it's more of a superfood in terms of actual just regular health. So in terms of brain health, specifically in the brain, like I talked about before, it has choline in it, in the egg yolk. It specifically has around about 140 to 150, depending on the size of the egg. So specifically the size of the egg yolk within the egg. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It has that much per egg. And that much is 27% of your daily RDI. So if you have 4 or 5 of them, you will get your RDI for choline in a day. And choline is so important because it is a key nutrient in helping develop the brain. It increases brain development, it increases cell signaling within the brain, it supports neurodevelopment over time, and it lowers the risks of neural degeneration of any kind. So Alzheimer's, stroke, anything like that, it really, really helps protect the brain and build the brain up as much as it can to combat any of that stuff, and also increase cognition and performance within remembering things, within staying kind of locked in, if that's the kind of term you want to use. Choline is extremely important. And with the amount that's just in one egg, if you eat multiple, you're getting so much of your daily RDI, which is your recommended dietary intake in a day, that if you're eating a lot over time, your brain is going to be super, super, super healthy. It also has omega-3s in it, specifically DHA and slash EPAs, which are extremely, extremely vital for your cognition and also just your overall mood. It helps triggers oh my god, I'm forgetting the word. Oh my god. Am I dumb? Oh my god. Oh, I'm so stupid. Whatever the word is for like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. Oh my god. There's no way that I'm forgetting the word. That's hilarious. Sorry. But it's extremely important for those neurotransmitters. I'm going to slap myself in the face. It's so important for those neurotransmitters because it helps, again, with the cell signaling. So it is able to help your body produce the correct signaling over time. So obviously, if you have one egg, it's not going to make you feel fantastic immediately. But if you are able to stabilize it over time, it's going to be fantastic for you, and your mood will be extremely, extremely well regulated. And also with the other vitamins of B12 and B6, those ones support your neural integrity, which it just means the health of your brain and like how it's going to maintain itself, which then can also help with mental health and cognition and performance just over time, because the healthier your brain is for a longer duration, the better you will feel and the better you will be able to think over time. And if you're able to combat any degeneration of the brain, then you're going to be swimming in the I don't know where I was going with that. You're going to be feeling fantastic. So I was going to say something weird after swimming. Didn't mean it goes like that. But anyway, so moving on to the carotenoids. Yeah, like that. So how eggs help with vision and vitality is how you are going to feel and see, right, over time, is that since the egg, again, is extremely high in bioavailable proteins, one of the main ones in that, again, is not leucine, but lutein. There's both. The egg has both. And that helps protect the eyes against any cataract degeneration. And also the fats in the eggs, the healthy fats, the omega-3s and that kind of stuff, help improve the absorption of this specific nutrient in lutein. And that is going to help you get not better vision, but just protect your vision from deteriorating faster. So if you're able to get at least a few eggs over a week, I'm not going to say eat 6 eggs a day, because was that 42 eggs in a week? That's a lot. That's a lot of eggs. But if you're able to get at least a few eggs every now and then, it will protect your eyes from degenerating any faster than they have to. And that is a good thing because you want to be able to see, right? And a lot of issues within the eye come within the cataract. So if you're able to combat that over time, eating a few eggs every now and then, not having to worry a lot about anything else, will just help you a lot. Obviously, you can pair it with other things that are high in omega-3s and high in lutein, such as like salmon, that kind of thing. It's just like anything that's really pretty like a food animal product that has high bioavailability and a decent amount of healthy fats in it will most likely have lutein, except for beef, I'm pretty sure. A lot of legumes and that kind of stuff, and most forms of fish, I think, have lutein. So having that within the diet will also help you protect your eyes. Also, I think dark chocolate has lutein in it, which is a little tidbit for you. But now onto the big one, which I think as to why it got demonized pretty heavily, and that is to do with heart health. And there has been a lot of debate and research into this kind of thing, and I feel very conflicted about this certain topic because eggs do have cholesterol in them, right? But as with most things, I think a lot of people don't look at context. So a lot of context is needed with everything, first of all, but specifically with eggs, a lot of context is needed. So in the late 1900s, or is it? Yeah, whatever, like 1960s and up to about the 2000s or whatever, cholesterol was a huge talking point, and it was a huge thing within doctors and the health surfacing world, whatever you want to call it. And there was a lot of issues between people who were experiencing a lot of artery issues and anything to do with heart and brain health, really, or heart, but like specifically cardiovascular disease and stroke, that they thought that the cholesterol in eggs had a correlation with these diseases. And I'm here to tell you that no, that was not what caused it. It was the fact that nearly every person in those studies at those times were already dealing with those issues because of other factors, such as low physical activity being like more on the rise, and just people being more obese and having a lot of fattier foods and over consuming calories. And that's just, it just also happened that they also ate a lot of eggs and red meat because that was what was being pushed on the market at the time. So studies have recently, like very, very recently, and for actually quite a long amount of time, since like the mid 2000s, shown that eating eggs does not increase your LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, but it also does increase your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, which actually helps clean up the rest of your arteries. But there is no clear link between consuming eggs and having heart disease or experiencing strokes or having clogged arteries, anything like that. There is no clear link. If anything, there is some evidence to show that consuming 1 to 2 eggs weekly, or like up to 10 eggs weekly, can actually heavily improve your HDL. But the biggest thing with cholesterol is the fact that if you are predisposed to it due to your family history, or if you are overweight, obese, and do not exercise, those are the two things that matter the most with cholesterol: your body composition and if you are predisposed to it. That's all it is. And a lot of those things are, if you eat eggs and you already have high cholesterol, I would be more careful. Like you shouldn't eat that many eggs, because again, it does have cholesterol in it. So if you are predisposed to it, it will increase your cholesterol at least a little bit, but it's not to a point to where you will die unless you have all the other factors. It is all due to context. It's like that with everything. If you are overweight and you are experiencing a lot of cardiovascular problems, it's most likely not because you're eating too many eggs. It's most likely because you're overweight. And that's just how that is. And that's just how the body works. Like, you see all the people in the world who are extremely, extremely healthy, eating a lot of eggs in a day, eating a lot of red meat, and you look at their biomarkers and they're completely fine. I'll give you an example. Me, I eat red meat every day. Some days I eat at least a pound of red meat. Most days, probably, actually. I don't eat as many eggs as I probably should. I eat at least at least eggs at least 2-3 times a week, usually only like 3 or 4 eggs. But I recently had my blood tested by a friend here, and that sounds a lot weirder than it is. He works in a lab. he tested my blood. We got like a DEXA scan, and I eat red meat every day, and I eat eggs frequently. But my body composition is in a pretty good state. I'm pretty healthy. I exercise very frequently. I care about my health, and I stay within a healthy body range. And all of my markers for my blood were very, very good. My cholesterol was very, very good. I think my HDL needed to be improved a little bit. I think it was in like the 40s, which isn't fantastic, but it's not bad. But my LDL was low, and I'm trying to remember the other markers I got, but they were all within really healthy ranges. And if you look at my diet and use kind of older thinking towards it, you would say you're eating way too much red meat. You're not eating enough vegetables. Maybe I need to eat more vegetables. Mom, I'm sorry, and I'm consuming too much sugar because I eat a lot of fruits and I eat a lot of like protein bar-ish things. Like I eat a lot of berries. I have a lot of honey. But I am a healthy human being. Like I'm not someone who has a lot of risks. I don't have a lot of things I need to watch out for in my day-to-day life or in my diet that are going to affect me heavily in terms of the future. Like all my health markers are healthy. My heart rate is at a healthy range. It's in like the mid to low 40s, and like resting heart rate. Sorry, not all the time. That'll be bad. But right now it's at 87 because I'm talking a lot, talking frequently, talking fast, passionately. But what is it? My resting heart rate today was 45. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't. Probably not. My hand was way far out. I also hooped today for like an hour and a half. That's why we got up to 191. Damn, 191. I don't think I was playing that hard. I was playing that hard. But like with everything, context matters. Eggs are good for you. Are they the best thing in the world for you? No. The best thing in the world for you is exercise and staying at a healthy body composition. Will eggs help you do that? Yeah, probably. Does that mean you need to have eggs? No. Will they benefit you in some ways? Yeah. But again, context matters. Do what you will with the information that I provided you. You don't have to now go make as many eggs as you can every day, because that's not going to be great for you. But if you want to establish some more eggs in a week, go for it. If you really like eggs and this kind of helps you want to eat more eggs, sure, go for it. I've eaten 10 eggs in a sitting one time. Was that a good time? Kind of, yeah, it was nice. But I know for a fact that eating too many eggs isn't really a possibility. And I'm probably going to get pretty full from it because the amount of nutrients that are in it. And the main takeaway I want to give to you is the whole egg is safe. It's good for you. It's actually one of the better things for you to eat. So I know in recent times, again, the yolk has been demonized a little bit. So I just want to come out and say that it's not. It's good for you, and eat it. That's it. That's period. End of sentence. But I am very excited for where this is going. I am very, very happy with where I'm at right now within the podcast and within all the things that I'm posting and all that kind of stuff. And hopefully it's going to go well for the rest of the duration that I am doing this, which is hopefully a long time. And yeah. Also, real quick, I just want to say that I'm very grateful for all the people who are here and who have stayed for the duration that you have, and that you have provided support in me in any way. I'm very grateful for you, and I don't express that enough, I don't think. So I'm very, very grateful to all the people who have followed along and who listen to the podcast and listen to me blabber on about eggs. But yeah, I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate all the support and love that you guys have shown me. And I got a lot planned, so hopefully it should be cool. And I'll see you next week for episode 25.